times this year the other team has scored on their first possession. So I think Jesse, Scooty, and I, being seniors, we kind of keep our composure and say we still have a lot of lacrosse left to play, so we can't let this one goal, we can't dwell on this one goal, because if we dwell on that, that could lead to more mistakes. So really just putting it behind us and knowing that our offense is going to take the ball down and they're going to do their best to score really just helps us keep our energy up and know that we need to continue playing, because the game is far from over, and one goal in the grand scheme of things doesn't really matter as much as us losing our confidence and dwelling on that giving up that first goal.
Honestly, that's happened a couple of times this year where the other team comes out and scores the first goal. And I don't know whether it's just, they come fired up and we don't, or we're just a little lackadaisical out there. But, there was never really a sense of, oh man, like this is going to be, a really difficult game. We were kind of just settled in and we're like, all right, it's only one goal. It's the first goal. It doesn't really matter that much. So I think, we kind of just played our game. We didn't really, let us affect it that much.
I have no clue why that is, but I think it's something that we definitely need to work on, because there's going to be teams that when they score that first goal, they'll keep scoring more. Teams like Portsmouth, who have very talented offensive players who can get the ball and who can score. So I think maybe it's us, maybe nerves, maybe after that first goal nerves break. I don't know, but I think it's something that we definitely need to work on and figure out how to start the game fast. We have to learn how to dictate the pace to them to dictate the pace from the beginning of the game.
I don't think any of us really stress about it too much, and I think that might have been. I think we stressed too much about it against Concord, and that's what ended up hurting us, because we felt like, oh, why aren't we killing this team? Why aren't we beating? And we kept forcing some things, taking some questionable shots, and I think that was a problem. I think now, if the other team scores first, so be it. And the defense had a small breakdown, won't happen again, and we just keep playing. Like Bo scored first, and it was 1-0 for a while, and the final was 16-2 or something. Like, I don't think it means that much. It's just sometimes they get the ball first and they make a big play, and we just have to be patient and not freak out about it. Just play our game.
It hasn't been a big concern for me. If anything, I've actually liked seeing the guys, how they've responded to it, because that's going to happen in a playoff game. It's somewhere along the way, somebody's going to go on a run, or the crowd's going to get, you're going to feel momentum turn. I'd like them to deal with that uneasiness at the start of the game, and then know they can, if they play their game and they keep bringing the energy. Winnacunnet scored yesterday because they made a good play. We were playing aggressively. We overcommitted on a play, and they scored a goal off of it. Our guys learned from that. It wasn't because we didn't execute, or we didn't have the energy to start the game. They made a good play. Teams are going to make good plays, and then we've got to come back from that, and they did. They did really well. They learned from that, and we didn't make another bad one until we went 2 men down in the third quarter and we gave up a goal. Other than that, they played an outstanding defensive game yesterday.
I think everybody just really stayed loose at halftime and knew that if we went on a little bit of run, we could put the game out of hand, and knowing that we can't let them go on a 2 or 3 goal run, because then they'll get the momentum, they'll feel that they're back in the game. We know that if we come out there and we put in a couple of goals right away, that's going to kill their energy coming out of halftime that their coach kind of instilled in them, trying to get them pumped up for the second half to make a run. By putting in those 4 goals, we know that we have a team they step back, they realize that they can't come back in this game. So it wasn't really anything we adjusted, it's just running our offense, being patient, and getting the good look.
I think it was more of a continuation. I mean, we made a couple little adjustments, but nothing too serious. But it was more like, just patience. We know we were going to break it open. We knew the looks were there. The goalie made some nice saves, so it was just about finishing them. And I think it was just about executing the game plan. So it was more of just a continuation of having that confidence and that patience that, the offense is going to work. Just give it a little bit more time. And, it did work in the end.
I would say a little bit of both. I mean, we were running our zone offense, and then and all other coaches brought to our attention what was working and what was open that we hadn't really seen yet. And when we got out to the third quarter after halftime, we saw what they were talking about. A lot of those things they were discussing with our zone offense, rotating a bunch. There was a lot open in there, and that worked obviously well in our favor. And then defensively, they changed up a little bit. They went man-to-man sometimes. Sometimes they pressured out, which is, you don't want to do that against us at all, but they did that, and so that made things a little easier in that little run. And I think they were just trying to get something else going because they knew the zone. We figured it out. We were just going to, if they sat back in the zone the whole time, they were going to go down real quickly. So they're just trying things out. But no, I think it was a continuation and just realizing that it's not like robotic. The first look isn't going to be there. It's looks off of that. It's just rotating around and looking at every guy in the field. There's bound to be somebody open in the zone if we're all cutting and working as a team.
Continuing what we're doing in the first half. We did change a few things, put a few players in different spots, kind of see where their zone defense was playing, see where we could put players where you could maybe score more goals, be more effective. We did change a little thing, but we kind of just stayed what we were doing and just kind of kept to playing fast, moving the ball, finding open players, looking at the crease, and I think we changed a few things, but overall we stayed what we wanted to do.
It was a little bit of a continuation. It was a little bit of talking at halftime, seeing things that we had saw on film, seeing things that we had practiced offensively that were working, that will continue to work. We picked up on a couple things we thought they might adjust their zone to, and we said, okay, we've got these contingencies. But really it was, we missed some opportunities in the first half. Like we had 3 or 4 where we had the right look. We either hit the goalie or we missed the shot, and we said, we just got to clean those things up. The rotations or sets are there. If they do adjust to what we're trying to do, we'll hear the other options off of it. And then we were ready to go to that. But really it was just executing. We moved a couple guys in some different spots, but it was more just we started connecting on more shots in the second half. And the guys felt really confident too. I mean, it was only 5-1, but the way the game was flowing, we felt like, we had talked about how we watched the Portsmouth game, and Portsmouth was up by 4 goals at one point. And then they kind of let them back in through transition, through things. And we said, guys, if we just stay out of the box, if we don't give up transition, we're playing very well 6-on-6 on the defensive end. Let's concentrate on those things and make sure we take care of that. And they did.
All right, guys, hey, great win, okay, good statement win. You were patient, you broke the zone, okay. Chances are we're going to see these guys again. That's a good team. They're probably going to end up with a 5 or 6 seed. Okay, there's a good chance, based on where we finish, that we may see them in the semifinals if we get that far. You got to keep hungry, okay, when we get that far. Okay, we got to stay hungry, keep fighting during practice. Everything that we're doing is paying off. You guys are trusting each other. That was a great team win today. Okay, guys, you got to get healthy, you got to get rested, get your homework done, and stay hydrated. Okay, it's pretty close to being a professional athlete time, right? Okay, almost time for you guys to be professional athletes. That's good. Quarters are coming. Stalls on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Go!
You know, as long as we play our best, you know, we'll stay competitive with every single team out there. I think yesterday was a good example of, you know, we kind of knew what they were doing, and even though we knew what they were doing, we didn't slow down at all. We, you know, we kept the pace up, and we were able to break their zone. We were kind of practicing that, you know, the entire week. So to be able to go out and execute just the way we wanted to, you know, definitely built our confidence up, especially in a pretty vital time during the season, because we got Portsmouth on Monday, and, you know, playoffs are coming up. So to be able to go out there and execute the way we want to is a pretty good confidence booster.
It's definitely that we just need to come out every single game and play the hardest that we can, and hopefully the best that we can, and that no one can keep up with us if we do that. So it's really just coming out, focusing on getting that championship game, because 2 years ago we didn't play very well in the championship game. Last year we didn't start the game off well. So it's really just about focusing and coming out in every single game, playing our best and working our hardest.
I think we learned that we're in a good place and that when we play well, we can dominate any game we want to. But we learned that it's kind of in our hands of how we play and how far we can push ourselves. There's going to be teams that are as good as Winnacunnet and or better, and I think Winnacunnet, we might see them in the playoffs again, and I think they'll come back with maybe a different game plan and play us closer, but it shows that if we play our best, then no one can really stop us.
I think we learned how just good of a team we really are, and that this year is completely in our hands. It's for us to lose, essentially. I mean, that team has been one of the best teams in the division this year, and they've been keeping it close to Portsmouth, and I mean, we just had to be patient on offense. It was one, they struck first, and it took us a while, but once we got through the zone, we blew it open, and that's gonna be every team. Once we figure it out, our offense is so good, we'll just be able to run away with things if all goes well. And defensively, we learned that there's really no team around that can, so as yet, that's been able to hang with us, and it's really just for us to lose, I think, at this point.
It taught us a lot, actually. I think, you know, giving up the first goal of the game, having them make some stops in the beginning of the game, test us a little bit, but sort of get that feel, know that we can run with them, and not only run with them, but kind of impose our will and do what we wanted to do in the game, and know that if we just kept being patient, that things were going to fall. I think that's been the key, is that, you know, I talked to the guys yesterday, they trusted each other, they were patient, they ran the sets like we wanted to run, they executed really well, and most of all, we came into the game saying this game was going to be, you know, if we won it by 1 goal, that's fine, but we're going to win it in the defensive end, and giving up 2 goals yesterday, because it's not like they didn't have chances. They had some chances. Our goalie made some good saves. Our defense did a great job of clamping down when we needed to clamp down, got some turnovers, opened the game up in transition. You know, they played us tight in the first quarter, and then because we were patient, we were able to open it up. So we wanted to treat it a little bit like a playoff game yesterday.
Just knowing that they're a top 4 team in our division really puts into our head that this is going to be a competitive game. It's going to be an atmosphere like the playoffs with the night game and facing a really good opponent. Just getting that vibe and realizing that the playoffs is right around the corner will help us come out and really work our hardest in that game.
That game's been circled on our schedule since the day we got it, you know, so it's kind of already in our mindset that, you know, this is going to be a big game, and we got to go out there and play well, and, you know, could be a preview of the playoffs, you know, somewhere along the line. So to get into that mindset, especially right now, you know, it's pretty important, and to come out with intensity and, you know, show them, you know, we're not ready to back down or anything like that is definitely important.
That was our mindset yesterday. Pat was saying, oh, this is a playoff game. This is a team we could see in the semis if we get it that far. But yeah, this game is coming up big. We've known since this fall that it was going to be Portsmouth was going to be probably the toughest test of the year, and they got a good team over there. A lot of guys who can do well on offense and defense. So yeah, we got to go into that one with a playoff mentality. It's a huge game. I think it's a night game now. They're trying to hype it up. Okay, but so that makes it a little more cooler playing under the lights and whatnot. So it's going to be I think it's going to be a playoff like atmosphere, and we just got to go in ready to play and knowing that we are the better team. We just got to go in and execute.
I think it's important for us to take it seriously, take it as a playoff game, but it's still just another regular season game, and we have to realize that win or lose, we're still in the playoffs, and we still got a chance to win it all. And obviously, we want to put all our effort out there and win it. But yes, we should make it a playoff atmosphere, play it as hard as we can, because we need that really competitive edge going into the playoffs and know how to play in that close game under the lights. It's going to be a great game. It's going to be a lot of fun. I think, yes, we got to take care of business at Merrimack Valley tomorrow. I think everyone's looking forward to that game.
Monday will be a good test. I mean, it's going to be a 6:30 game, be a big crowd there. It'll be that kind of atmosphere. And looking ahead, looking at the way the seedings are falling, we could very easily see a Winnacunnet again. We could see a Portsmouth again. So as much as you don't want to lose those games, we're going to play them. We're going to play them to win. And if we lose, we lose. But we want to get in that mindset that this is it. These are the games that matter. We want to get that one and done feeling where we've got to execute. We've got to bring our best game. We've got to bring our best effort every time to beat that team.